My first guest tonight received an Academy Award nomination for her performance in Almost Famous, and starting Friday, she can be seen in the brand new movie Alex and Emma. Please welcome the lovely Kate Hudson. A little microphone on. I love it when they put the microphone on and I have to help. All right. That's good. You did it all by yourself. Oh, good going. How are you?
Doing?
I'm doing great. You look beautiful.
I haven't seen you forever.
I know. I went through puberty since we last talked.
Conan. Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, I did. The age of 38, it set in. It was very late, but
good.
Much needed. But thanks for being here.
Yeah, I love it. I'm so happy to be here.
Well, I wanted to ask you about something. You did what I think has got to be one of the toughest gigs in the world. You hosted the technical Oscars.
Yeah, the Sci-Tech Awards.
The Sci-Tech Awards.
That was literally the hardest thing I've ever had to do.
Because that's an audience of bitter, angry nerds. I was thinking about they're all like, for best, you know, first of all, they know that they're not allowed to come to the big show, right? So that they're like, I mean, did you notice that?
No, it was so great. It was everybody was so happy that they were there, and
right.
It really was a good thing.
They were out of the basement, yeah.
No. But it was kind of amazing. I learned a lot. I don't remember what I learned, but at the time I was learning a lot.
They were probably all telling you, I'll tell you what a lens filter adjuster does, Kate.
It was you should have heard what I had to say.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you know, like the Delphi 400 has helped the heliolite balloons that allow, I mean, it was one of those things.
Like, and then the guy would win the award and he'd come running up there and he'd be like, yay! And then he'd be like, oh, a girl, look out, and then run away.
No, come on.
No, I know.
It was a special night for them.
It was a special night for them, and they're all going to be furious at me now. Look, my camera's going to go out of focus now. Because
there's a nerd. Any of the special lighting.
There's a nerd in the back that's like, screw him. Pulls a switch. All the lights go out. Well, you know, you haven't been here in a while. A lot has happened since you were here. Since you were last here, you married Chris Robinson.
I did.
The Black Crowes, which is one of my favorite bands, by the way.
Me too.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's...
Yeah.
I'm curious. Were you a fan before you started dating?
I was actually a huge fan before we started dating, but I didn't tell him. I didn't let him know.
You wanted to be cool about it.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, I don't know. You know, I think he started catching on when I started going to shows and knowing all the lyrics to the obscure songs.
Right.
He was kind of looking over, going, "How do you?" You know, I was a big fan, huge fan.
So that's kind of weird, because if he had known that you were that big a fan, it might have affected things a little bit. If he knew you were too big a fan, sometimes that scares people.
Yeah, it could have scared him. It could have scared. When we were shooting Almost Famous, it was Amorica and Three Snakes that were in my car at all times.
Right,
really the records I listened to when I was making that movie. So it was strange that I ended up falling in love with the guy who was writing those songs, you know?
Right. Well, in a way it makes sense, because that music affected you, so this is the person who's writing this stuff.
Yeah.
And, you know, I also heard that you guys share clothes. Is that true? And I don't imagine him wearing that as well as you. Look, you can see my chest. That's all right, dude.
No, well, I mean, he used to weigh about 85 pounds.
Yeah, skinny guy.
Skinny guy. And so I wear his old clothes. Like, all of a sudden, out of, you know, his, you know, a trunk will come these pants, these little jeans with, like, pot leaves all over them. And I'll go,
from how long ago is that? Yeah.
From like 92, you know.
Okay, yeah.
And I'll just slip them on. And
right. And is it still in fashion, some of the clothes you're putting on? It's still...
I think pot leaves are very in fashion.
Yes.
I'm sorry,
I disagree. I think children should drink milk and go right to bed. Now, I also heard, I don't know if this is true, that you make your own jewelry. Is that true?
Yeah.
And that you do it partially because sometimes you're put off by how expensive things are.
The markup on jewelry is 80%, and it drives me crazy.
That's refreshing to hear a celebrity say that, you know?
It makes me mad, because I know what it costs to actually make. So what might make, like, you know, cost like $10 to make, they'll charge $150 for.
Right.
And that makes me mad. So I just decided, oh, I'll make my own jewelry.
Now, if you see something you like in a store, let's say you see a necklace that you really like, Do you then try and go make that necklace?
Yeah.
Really? So what do you do?
Yeah.
I mean, they must get suspicious at the store when you come by and say, yeah, I really like it, but I'm not sure I want to buy it. Can I sketch it and take photos, please? And a clay mold of it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know when the last time I actually bought jewelry was, so I think people maybe get a little now everybody knows.
I hear those Rolex watches you sell in Times Square are amazing. I've seen you out there with half a suitcase sometimes.
Yeah, well...
I'm like, do you need to be doing this? Come on, the markup's ridiculous. I just threw some gears in there. It's almost as good. Let's talk about Alex and Emma.
Okay.
This is because there's a strange phenomenon here. In this movie, you're co-starring with Luke Wilson.
Yeah, that's a really strange phenomenon.
Well, because he's a good friend of yours. You guys are buddies.
Yeah, we're good buddies. So it was like brother-sister buddies.
Right, but you have to be romantic in these situations.
There's a lot of laughing going on as we were kissing.
Really?
It was really uncomfortable. But we made it happen, you know. It happened.
I bet it did.
Yes, it did.
So, because I would think you have to get through that barrier. If this is my friend, and I've given this guy a wedgie, and now we have to.
Yeah, the first time.
Because that's what friends do,
yeah.
and.
Oh, every night.
Yeah, at the Tech Awards they do. Gotcha. Why do I keep doing that? Don't be mad at me. They won't be mad at you. Trust me. But you got through that barrier.
Yeah. Well, the first time we had to kiss, it was actually. He came in for the kiss, it was like all in slow motion for me. I was looking at him like, oh my God, I'm actually kissing Luke.
Right.
And then once his lips hit, I was gone. I just started to laugh. And
do you know what that does to a guy?
Yeah.
Because I know what that does to a guy. You just described college and like 8 years after that. Your head's funny. What?
Yeah, but it's Luke. He knows,
Okay.
I mean, he's fine.
He can handle it,
He can handle
He's secure. When you're insecure, it's terrible, let me tell you. All right, I'm going to get out of my own head for a second. We have a clip here from the movie. What do we need to do to understand this clip?
I think it's just sort of setting up our relationship, and that I'm kind of a little bit of a pain in the ass. I'm sort of the practical woman who's constantly questioning his writing.
Right.
And
you're his assistant.
And
you're
I'm
assisting
his stenographer.
Right, helping him write this book.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at this clip from Alex and Emma.
St. Charles seemed almost unreal, like a magical playground for the well-to-do. There was, however, something besides the affluence and beauty of St. Charles which filled Adam's brain until he could barely breathe. It was Paulina's perfume and the application thereof upon her ample bosom.
Oh, please.
What?
Ample bosom?
What's wrong with that? It's literary.
Oh, well, in that case, you forgot the heaving.
The what?
In every book I've ever read, whenever there's an ample bosom, there's always heaving.
Do we have to talk about this right now?
You're the one who introduced the bosoms. I'm simply asking if you'd like them to heave.
Fine, let them heave.
It's true. Heaving ample bosoms.
Heaving ample bosom.
My favorite quotes from literature all involve...
Heaving bosom.
Well, yeah, from many things. Alex and Emma opens on Friday. Delightful to see you again. Thanks so much for coming by. Yeah, give my best to Chris. All right, everybody. Kate Hudson, Dale Earnhardt Jr. coming up. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. All right, everybody, fine show tonight. Fine show coming up tomorrow night from Sex and the City. Kim Cattrall is going to be here. The mic never works. From The Hulk, Eric Bana going to be here. That's very cool. And listen to this. Please, not too much clapping, so little show. He's going to snowboard down Mount Everest. This guy, extreme snowboarder Stephen Koch. He's going to be on the show. Now, I want to talk to that guy, because he may not be long for this world.